What's up everyone, Blake Sloan here. Got a brand new Mind Fuel video for you. And today's topic is really to the real estate agents out there. Today's topic is about stress. And something that we all deal with a whole lot, right? Something I grew up in the business, saw my family have, my parents have. And something I learned to look at differently in most recent years, and something that once I looked at it differently, totally changed the game. And the one thing I used to try to do is avoid stress, right? Try not to get out of stress. But the problem was I couldn't grow as a person, couldn't grow as a business person, couldn't grow as a leader, couldn't grow as an agent without experiencing stress. But I realized even if I stayed the same, I was still had stress. So I realized and studied and learned that there's two types of stress. Stress that comes from things that we do, and there's stress that comes from things that we don't do. And what happens is if we don't do things or we avoid certain things, it's gonna create stress through contraction, things coming on us, and things that we know we should have done, or we should have made that call to that seller, or should have made that call to that buyer, or had that very tough conversation that we don't do, that we think is gonna go away, but guess what? Right? It doesn't go away. It comes right back to us in a form of stress that we can't really control, and it puts us totally in reaction mode. The other thing that I learned about is there's things that stress that we do run into because of things that we do, right? From expansion, from growing as a person, from growing your real estate business, right? There's gonna be stress. And the one thing that really changed the game for me was once I started embracing that stress, because I learned that the stress from things I do, now I control the game. I know I can jump into that void of knowing I'm gonna have stress, but coming out the other side, I'm stronger, I'm better, and I have more fulfillment. And it goes back to ultimately, what is the true purpose of life? And how you consider that the true purpose there is expansion. So as you expand as who you are in every part of your life, through that comes fulfillment, which comes happiness. Right? And it's something that I really, was able to really get clear on. And as I expanded as a business person, expanded, as a spouse, expanded, as a leader, that more fulfillment comes in. You jump into the void knowing where you want to go through that pain, and you're a much more powerful, better person. But now I controlled the game. I went to that void of stress, knowing that it was stress that I brought on, stress that I control, and stress that made me a better person, versus me being a victim or me coming into reaction mode from things that come. And I'd have you consider that the one times that usually we're depressed, we're down, is when you're contracting. So if you're contracting, right, a lot of times that brings in depression. So that's something we all kind of run into and we all kind of see. And have you consider, am I expanding as a person? Am I expanding as a realtor? Am I expanding my business? And attack that stress and attack that, where on the other side of that comes fulfillment, versus when we come in reaction mode and sit there and we just react to things. That stress comes in the form of depression, it comes in the form of contraction, and it's something that totally hurts us. So look at your day and say, hey, look, you know what? I'm gonna attack this day. I'm gonna have clear targets, clear outcomes. I'm gonna attack those. I'm gonna expand as a person, as a business leader, as a realtor, grow my business, and attack that stress. And guess what? All that fulfillment comes on the other side. Look back when you really crushed it, you have all these deals going on, and you're really stressed out, but when you came through, close them, crushed it, guess what? How good you feel, how accomplished you feel, how much you feel expanding. And ask yourself, am I making decisions that put me into a place of expansion, or making decisions that put me in a place of contraction? And look back to those times you're depressed. Have you considered probably when you were in contraction mode and you weren't expanding as a person? So love you guys, hope that helps. Wish you the best. I'll see you at the top.